Has there been any woman as a speaker of the Lok Sabha?
क्राइम एंड टॉर्ट दोनों में सिमिलरिटी क्या है? व्हाट इज द सिमिलरिटी बिटवीन क्राइम एंड टॉर्ट?
What is the difference between contingent and conditional contract?
You were born in Jahanabad.
Yes.
Why it is called Jahanabad?
May I come in, sir?
Come in.
Ma'am? Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
sir.
Have your seat, Priyanshi.
Thank you, sir.
Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself.
Sir, I am Priyanshi Kashyap. I was born in Jahanabad, Bihar. However, I have been brought up in Delhi and I have completed my schooling from here as well. And thereafter, I have completed my BA LLB from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University in the year 2022. And post that, I have been solely preparing for judicial services.
Which college you studied in?
So, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University.
Any college specific?
Yes, sir. Ideal Institute of Management and Technology and School of Law.
Where it is located?
Sir, it is in Karkarduma.
Okay. So you're staying in Kidwai Nagar and you visited Karkarduma every day?
Yes.
This is a faraway place?
Yes.
How did you manage to travel?
Sir, for the first 2.5 years, I was supposed to go to the college and then the lockdown came. So it was a kind
Still
of
2.5 years?
Yes, sir. I had to
30
travel.
kilometers apart?
Yes, sir. But there is a direct metro route. So it was very convenient.
Okay. So Kidwai Nagar is a very nice place.
Yes.
When it was set up?
Sir, it is set up recently. In my opinion, it was set up 5 years back for the government officers.
Only government officers?
Yes, sir.
Central government or state government also?
Sir, central government.
Only central government officers?
So central government and few of the blocks are designated for state government.
So it is named after which Kidwai? There are so many Kidwais in the politics of India.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware of that.
You don't know any of the Kidwais?
Sir, I read
There is a
it.
lady Kidwai, there is a male Kidwai also.
Sir, I'm unable to recall.
Okay. Because you want to work as judicial officer, so you must be aware about different pillars of a state. What is the notion of these pillars of a state?
So there are 4 pillars of state. First one is the state, First one is the legislature. The second one is the executive, and the third one is the judiciary, and the fourth one is the media.
Okay. So all these 4 pillars are considered official pillars or unofficial?
So the first 3 pillars are the official pillars. However, media is an unofficial pillar.
So what the media is expected to do? Are they expected to cooperate with all the 3 pillars or work in collaboration with these 3 pillars or work in collusion with these 3 pillars?
Sir, the main objective for the establishment of media was the broadcasting of the news and to make and to connect the people of common society with the other 3 organs of the with the other 3 organs of the democracy.
Okay. So whenever the 4th pillar takes a critical view of conduct of a judicial officer, the judicial officer gets enraged and invokes the provision of contempt of court very frequently. Do you think this contempt of court clause is being misused by some judicial officers?
Sir, the purpose for the implementation of the contempt of court was that the court proceedings are not mocked in the general society because it involves a lot of intricacies. So therefore, for that purposes, to maintain its dignity, the provision was made for.
That's true, but my question was different. Do you think that this provision is being overutilized? Is there overreach by the judiciary on the provision of contempt of court?
Sir, I believe that the overreach is a very subjective topic, and in my opinion, it has not been overreached.
Okay. Now, let's move to Bihar. What is the composition of the legislative pillar of Bihar? Is it a unicameral assembly or bicameral assembly?
Sir, it is a bicameral assembly.
Okay. So, the Vidhan Sabha, the lower house, what is the strength?
Sir, I am unable to recall the strength.
And who is the speaker at the moment of Vidhan Sabha?
Sir, I am sorry.
How many women members are there in the Vidhan Sabha?
I am unable to recall.
Vidhan Parishad, the upper house?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Council of Ministers, the executive. How many ministers are there in the council?
So the strength should be 15%. So I'm not aware about the number. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Which article of the Constitution makes provision about the Council of Ministers at the state level?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm unable to follow.
And which article provides for a Council of Ministers at the central level?
Sir, Article 75.
Only 75, not 74?
Yes, sir, 74.
Also. And which articles mentions the word Prime Minister?
Sir, Article 75 talks about the satisfaction of council, responsibility of Council of Minister towards the other members of the Parliament. However, the word has not been mentioned, the Prime Minister, but it is conventional that it is included in the Council of Ministers only.
Okay. Has there been any woman as a Speaker of the Lok Sabha?
Yes, sir. Sir, Srimati Meera Kumar.
Only one lady?
Sir, can I take a moment to recall? Yes, sir. Only one.
Okay, there was another lady. And Meera Kumar came from which place?
Sure, she belongs from Bihar only.
Okay. Which constituency she used to fight elections from?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not
Okay.
aware.
There is another lady who became a Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Can you press a little harder in your memory?
Yes, sir. I am unable to recall the name.
Okay, how many times Bihar has seen a woman Chief Minister?
Sir, once.
And how many times Delhi has seen a woman Chief Minister?
Sir, thrice.
Who was the first woman?
So first was Mrs. Sushmita Swaraj.
Sushmita.
Sushma Swaraj, I'm sorry, sir. Mrs. Sushma Swaraj. And the second one was Mrs. Sheila Dikshit. And third is recently Miss Atishi has been appointed as Chief Minister.
Okay, nice, Priyanshi.
Thank you, sir.
प्रियांशी जी, आपका ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लॉ।
Yes, sir.
एक मैं एग्जांपल आपको देता हूँ कि कोर्ट ने एक सेंटेंस पास किया और वो सेंटेंस किसी के लिए या तो डेथ सेंटेंस है या तो लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट सेंट है। तो क्या स्टैंडर उसके खिलाफ पब्लिक इंटर लिटिगेशन फाइल कर सकता है कि नहीं? वेदर इन क्रिमिनल केस PIL was filed or not?
Sir, I believe that public interest litigation can be filed if it is in the favor of national interest.
In criminal cases?
Sir, sir, in my opinion, in criminal cases, not applicable.
Criminal cases not, okay. Judicial review, judicial activism and judicial overreach, 3 terms. What is the difference?
Sir, the concept of judicial review is given in Article 13, which states that if any law is inconsistent with the fundamental rights, then it shall be declared void, or to the extent of inconsistency declared void. And in case of judicial activism, the Honorable Apex Court is entitled to take suo motu cognizance of any law or any event if it is not being referred in the court by any of the party. And judicial overreach is when the judiciary interferes with the power of the legislature or executive.
जो आप बता रही हैं सही है? क्या लगता है?
Sir, I might be going wrong with the judicial activism.
चलिए मान लेते हैं। ज्वाइंडर, नॉन ज्वाइंडर एंड मिस ज्वाइंडर में डिफरेंस क्या है?
Sir, if all the parties have a similar interest and similar cause of action, then they are joinder. They are called joinder. And non-joinder is when a necessary party is not joined as a party in a civil suit. And sir, misjoinder is when a wrong party is joined in a civil suit.
ओके। ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट में 2 सेक्शन है, सेक्शन 41 एंड सेक्शन 43। दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है? क्या ऐसी चीज़ है जो सेक्शन 41 में कहता है और फिर सेक्शन 43 उसका एक्सेप्शन बता देता है? तो बेसिक क्या अंतर है उसमें?
The section 41 deals with ostensible transfer, in which the transfer is not made by the owner but by a person who, with the consents of the owner, implied or express consent, transfers such property. Whereas in section 43, it talks about the principle of feeding by grant of estoppel, in which the person has no consent of the owner to transfer the property, but but in the course of time he get the authorization of the property, so he is bound to transfer that property.
ओके। क्राइम एंड टॉर्ट दोनों में सिमिलरिटी क्या है? व्हाट इज द सिमिलरिटी बिटवीन क्राइम एंड टॉर्ट?
Sir, crime is also can I take a moment to recall, sir? Sir, crime is also a wrong against the society, whereas a tort is also considered to be a wrong in rem, which is it is also against the public at large. So that is the commonality between the two.
ओके एक चीज़ आप और बताइए कि यूनाइटेड स्टेट ऑफ अमेरिका में डेलीगेटेड जो लेजिस्लेशन है उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया गया थ्योरेटिकल वे में, प्रैक्टिकल वे में डिसीजन ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट उसको इम्प्लाइड रूप से इंडिया वहाँ पर भी डेलीगेटेड लेजिस्लेशन को एक्सेप्ट किया गया, तो उसके पीछे रीज़न क्या था?
Sir, I believe that the first reason might be that, I believe that the first reason is that the delegation of power will create a lot of delay also. And the second reason could be that it can lead to the confusion because of the multiple authorities. And sir, the third reason could be as there is, as in the USA, there is strict separation of power. Therefore, the delegation might not be efficient for their nature of the government.
The nature of the constitution. दिल्ली लॉज एक केस था डेलीगेटेड लेजिस्लेशन पे, क्या था वो?
Sir, as much as I can recall, it was related to the rental laws in Delhi, and in that case, the constitutionality of delegated legislation was upheld.
कोई गाइडलाइन भी दिया था सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने?
Sir, I am unable to recall the exact guidelines, but as much as I can recall, there were few guidelines such as the delegated legislation should not be given in excessive. The parent authority should not give the delegated authority the powers in excess of its nature, and it should be exercised as a subsidiary and not as the main body.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can you explain to me the concept of proportionality in administrative law? Try to give an example.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm unable to recall.
What kind of a contract is life insurance contract?
Ma'am, it is an indemnity contract.
What is the difference between contingent and conditional contract?
Ma'am, in conditional contract, the condition has to be performed in order to procure the agreement. Whereas in contingent contract, the happening of the contract depends, execution of the contract depends on the happening of certain contingency, which could be either certain in nature or uncertain also.
Life insurance contract, indemnity contract कैसे?
Ma'am, as it is providing protection to the party, ma'am, indemnity means to make the good of the loss. So insurance contract, if there is any loss caused, then it makes good.
Life insurance particularly, not any kind of insurance, life insurance.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm unable to recall.
Imagine करिए कि एक couple साथ में रह रहा है बिना शादी के, and the guy is already married. Now, during their relationship, this male transfers an immovable property to his respective partner completely without any consideration. What kind of a transfer it is?
Ma'am, it is a gift.
If this partner dies and he tries to revoke the deed unilaterally, but the father of the girl claims the property after her death, is this claim valid? Will he be able to get the property?
Ma'am, the husband will not be able to retrieve the property. The claim of the father would sustain.
Okay, that's it.
Priyanshi, so tell me about the Chief Justice of Patna High Court.
Sir, the Chief Justice of Patna High Court is Honorable 𝐬𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐻 Chandran, sir. And
do we have any lady chief judge in the Patna High Court?
Yes, sir. Currently, only one lady justice is.
Her name, please.
Sir, Mrs. Annapurna.
Okay. You were born in Jahanabad.
Yes, sir.
Why it is called Jahanabad?
Sir, it is called Jahanabad because at the time of famine there was a mandi set up there, and it was under the control of Jahanara. So therefore the name came.
Who was she?
Sir, she was related to Akbar. I am not very sure about the relation.
Yeah, she was related to Akbar. That's true, but she was more closely related to one of the descendants of Akbar.
Okay.
Which particular descendant? She was sister of a Mughal monarch, Mughal emperor.
Sir, I am unable to recall.
Okay. Have you read about the different tourist circuits in Bihar?
Yes, sir.
How many circuits do we have? Okay, which important circuits do we have?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall.
Okay, there is a Ramayana circuit, there is a Shiv Shakti circuit, there is a Jain circuit, there is a Bodh circuit, there is a Sikh circuit, there is a Sufi circuit. Jahanabad is important from many points of view. It is a very important place of Ramayana circuit. as well as very important place of Sufi circuit, and it is equally important place of Bauddha circuit. So can you tell me briefly why it is important from Bauddha tourist, why it is important for Sufi tourist or Sufi followers?
Sir, I'm only aware about the Bauddha circuit as there is a Barabar cave situated in Jahanabad, which is a site of Buddhism. So therefore it is related.
Okay. There is another, there was a lady Sufi saint. Her seat was Jahanabad, and that is still a very eventful place. Every year, lakhs of people visit that place. Are you aware of that name of that lady Sufi saint?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall.
Once 𝐬𝐤𝐝𝐢𝐚 also visited Jahanabad, mother of Lord Ram or mother of Bharat, and the place where she stayed is named after her. Have you heard about that place?
No, sir, I'm sorry.
Okay. Never mind. Your interview is over, Priyanshi. You may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Have your seat.
Thank you, sir.
It was well. As per our discussion, we found your entire personality very suitable for the job of judicial officer. Be it your comprehension of the different questions, the way you articulated your answer, your knowledge was also good. Hopefully, you will be wearing a sari.
Yes, sir, sari.
So that you should take care. And because your interview is on 20th of, oh no, you have mentioned 20th October. Today's, what is the actual date of your interview?
Okay, sir, I thought they have asked for today's date of interview, the Drishti's date of interview. Sir, on 22nd November.
22nd November.
Yes, sir.
So because you've got almost 1 month time.
Yes, sir.
So you should invest that time to develop more information about Bihar.
Okay, sir.
So look at all the 3-4 pillars and be sensitive to the share of women in every dimension of life, whether it is legislature, executive, judiciary, civil society life, women sports persons, women artists, women maybe superintendent of police, maybe DMs, and also about general administration, administrative structure. They can ask you maybe sometimes question as to how many police districts are there. There are general districts and police districts. There are police ranges because law officers and judicial officers have to closely work with the police officers, and until they collaborate, they'll not be able to deliver justice. So your curiosity about them is also very genuine, that should be justified. Plus, you should also read about a little bit about history of High Court or courts in Bihar. Once you visit the High Court website, you'll find all these informations. That's it, and you don't need to tell that you are born in Jahanabad. That is clearly prohibited there. You don't need to suggest your name indicating your community or caste,
Okay,
or your place of birth, so that they are not prejudiced kind of thing. So you have to introduce yourself that you are your first name maybe, or maybe in your case the caste is not being disclosed, your educational background, what you have studied, and then what are your career objectives, etc. That you should also tell. Why you want to, do you want to become a judicial officer? What are your objectives in life? Kind of things. So be ready with that kind of introduction. They can ask general questions if they wish to about the kind of number of divisions in Bihar and number of districts in Bihar, number of district courts in Bihar, and hopefully you are aware about the hierarchy of judicial officers at
Yes,
district
sir.
local level,
Yes,
district
sir.
level. That will be fine. So overall, we are happy and very optimistic about your performance.
थोड़ा
And
जुडिशियल रिव्यू, जुडिशियल
जी
एक्टिविज्म
सर,
एंड
वो
जुडिशियल
थोड़ा
ओवररीच,
एक्सप्लेन करने में
थोड़ा उसको
गड़बड़ हो
आप देख
गई।
लीजिएगा।
जी सर।
जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा कि पीआईएल में स्टैंजर कर सकता है या नहीं, बिल्किस बानो वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया,
जी सर, वो मुझे कन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा था कि एक दो केस सुना है।
बिल्किस बानो वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया में इसमें पीआईएल फाइल किया गया। कौन फाइल किया? सुहासिनी अली एंड रूपा रेखा राव ने,
जी सर।
जिसमें ये हुआ कि जो रिमिशन दिया गया उसको चैलेंज किया गया। तो यहीं पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि जहाँ पर कोई विक्टिम है, या तो कोई विक्टिम ने ना फाइल किया ना स्टेट ने फाइल किया, तो ऐसी स्थिति में कोई अगर पर्सन स्टैंजर भी है तो वो भी पीआईएल क्रिमिनल केसेस के सेंटेंस के अगेंस्ट में फाइल कर सकता है। दिस इज अ रिसेंट जजमेंट। और बिल्किस बानो वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ 2022 जो रिमिशन दिया गया था गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, गुजरात के द्वारा, इसीलिए मैंने ये सवाल आपसे पूछा था। तो थोड़ा आप ये सब चीज़ों पे देखिए, ओवरऑल सब बढ़िया जैसा सर आपसे बता रहे हैं, परफेक्ट।
ठीक है।
लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इंडेमनिटी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होता, इसे ये ध्यान रखिएगा।
जी मैम।
एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लॉ का ऑप्शनल था, उसका आप जवाब नहीं दे पाए,
जी मैम।
तो ये आपसे पूछा जा सकता है। इससे रिलेटेड प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट है, आपको पता होना चाहिए। बाकी सब ठीक।
सर मेरा रेट ऑफ स्पीच थोड़ा ज़्यादा तो नहीं है, मुझे एक जगह से फीडबैक मिला है कि मैं काफ़ी फास्ट बोल रही हूँ।
मुझे तो ऐसा नहीं लगा।
देखिए, गाइडिंग प्रिंसिपल बहुत सिंपल है। अगर आपका कम्युनिकेशन इजीली कॉम्प्रिहेंडेबल है
जी सर।
लिसनर के लिए, तो इंसान और रोबोट में तो डिफरेंस रहेगा। ऑल द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स कैन नॉट हैव द सेम पेस ऑफ डिलीवरी, तो उसमें वेरिएशन को दे डोंट माइंड, दे एंजॉय इट। सो इग्नोर दिस काइंड ऑफ कमेंट्स। हमें आपकी बात समझने में कोई तकलीफ नहीं हो रही थी। योर वॉइस लेवल वाज आल्सो नाइस, मोमेंटम वाज, पेस वाज आल्सो गुड। The only thing is that sometimes you look a little tense or a little serious for your age. So you should look more joyful, a little jolly facial expression.
Okay, sir.
Sometimes smiling. That gives an indication that you are more self-confident person.
Okay.
So that is the only thing in your demeanor. Other things are perfectly fine.
And sir, eye contact
Perfect
was that
position.
well?
Eye contact की जनरल रूल यही है कि जिससे बात करें उसको देखें।
जी सर।
सेंटेंस डिलीवर करने के बीच में आई कांटेक्ट न तोड़ें, इधर उधर न देखें, क्योंकि सुनने वाले का ध्यान टूटता है।
जी सर।
तो इट इज नॉट कन्वीनियंस ऑन योर पार्ट टू डिस्टर्ब द लिसनर
यस।
बाय मूविंग योर हेड और मूविंग योर आई। तो आपको हमेशा लिसनर मतलब कंज्यूमर के कन्वीनियंस का ध्यान रखना है। उनका कन्वीनियंस इस बात में है कि आप उनको देखते हुए बात करें। हाँ, ये है कि आजू बाजू में अगर 2-3 लोग और बैठे हुए हैं तो उनकी कन्वीनियंस को भी नज़रअंदाज नहीं करना है। सो वंस यू कंप्लीट अ सेंटेंस एंड यू आर अबाउट टू स्टार्ट अ फ्रेश सेंटेंस, इन द इंटरगम देयर इज अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड, यू कैन ग्लांस लेफ्ट एंड राइट।
Okay.
दैट्स द बेस्ट थिंग। एनी अदर डाउट?
No sir, that.
ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you sir. Thank you sir. Thank you.